Hello everyone, joesSONICBOOM here, and I'm sorry it's been a very long while since I last did a video. And plus, I'm still working on some of my upcoming films and such, including the new Pink Panther film, Sonic's Great Adventure 4, and plus the new Spider-Man film that I'm working on. And so that's why there hasn't been much joesSONICBOOM activity. So, to keep you guys on hold, I might as well do a video review. But this time, as you notice in the background, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And of course, it's been 7 years since I last did a Ninja Turtles video. Because back in 2008, I used to do a cancelled series, simply just called TMNT Part 1, which starred Michelangelo and Splinter as a tiger. I have no idea what the hell I was thinking back then, but let's continue on. Now the Ninja Turtles are 30 years old back in 2014. Of course now they're going to be 31 in May. But let's assure that Ninja Turtles will have a long, strong history and such. I guess you guys are wondering why am I doing a Ninja Turtles video? Because I just acquired the Neca comic Raphael Ninja Turtle figure. As you see, Raphael looks dead on to the comic book, even though the original comics were like black and white, as you see here, and plus he's got the red bandana because he's the only turtle that didn't have an alternate color bandana, so pretty much he can be in both red and black and white as well. As you guys noticed, this is the bootleg figure. Reason why I went for the bootleg is because of this. How fucking much? That's way too fucking expensive! Alright then, sorry about that. Anyway, let's get on with the figure. As you see, this figure, for detail, if the camera will... You see, the detail on this figure is very nice. Because, for one thing, I think they must have had lots of comic book references, because this figure is littered with comic book touchings on it, and I'm glad for it because this figure is really awesome detail. Like, you get all these black lines to resemble a comic book kind of shading to it. Focus, please. And it's pretty cool. This is the 2013 bootleg because my brother has Leonardo and his bandana isn't so flexible. Because I think his bootleg is the first version. I think my version is version 4, I think, because I think my brother got it back in 2011, I think. And, yeah, pretty much. So, they got the flexibility on the bandana right, but the only thing that they didn't got right is the flexibility on the shell, because on the real ones, these things bend forward for you to do the ab joint. For paint job, the paint job is really crisp and clean, because the bandana is a lovely red color with a few black lines on it and such, and it looks really nice, including actually underneath the bandana here. And plus the teeth are like individually painted along with the black outline. The chest area, it's got like this orange shading on the outer area, but it's like a dark yellow in there with a few black spots and the brown belt. Of course, he's got his arm covers, which are in the brown color, and plus his sides are red, gold, and a bit of black for the lines, and of course a nice silver to him. And for articulation, boy, this guy's got a lot of articulation, especially around the head area. His head area is on like a ball joint. So pretty much he can tilt his head and such. He can bend his neck pretty far forward, which I like because he can look down, and plus he can look up pretty far as well, which I like. And also you can rotate the neck joint as well. So pretty much if you want, you can make Raphael go like, come on, like he's ready for a fight and such. Like I said earlier, if this thing here was flexible, then we would have had the ab joint. He does have articulation at the arms, like you can move forward, and also can move out, rotate at the arm, and bend at the bicep, rotate at the wrist, but it's very stiff on mine, and pivot as well. The legs I'm really impressed with. Many people always miss this articulation point, but his waist can rotate as well. The legs can go forward and go backwards. Double joint at the knees and bend at the foot. However, since this figure's a bootleg, it cannot do the ankle pivot, which doesn't mind me as much. I can get this figure in awesome poses, like this. See, quite awesome. For the packaging of the figure, as you see in the real figures, they're in like clamshell packaging, and plus they came in a box set which came with all red bandana turtles on the official Neca ones, and plus the black and white ones. But for the bootlegs, however, they came in the tube packaging. And what I don't get about the bootleg figures at all is that they keep the Neca thing on there, and that actually is really confusing though. I mean, why would they keep the company's name on there? Do you think they would get sued for it? But no, I don't think Neca even bothered. Okay, what happened was I think no, actually, no, this is actually true, actually. At the time when these figures came out, these were sought-after Ninja Turtles figures, but for some reason Neca's line kind of cut short, and we never got Shredder or Splinter, but instead we got April and the Mouses, and also with the other Turtle figures. What I heard in the factory, someone stole the molds and pretty much used them for the bootlegs. So these figures were actually stolen from Neca, actually. The molds, that is. So pretty much that's why all these bootleg Ninja Turtle figures keep on happening. To Neca it's a bad thing, but to us it's actually a good thing, actually. So pretty much we can get these figures for cheap, because you know, online it's too fucking expensive. Jeez. And the only critique that I have on this figure, I think it may be just mine, but I wish that this hand over here was positioned a bit more, because see that? The side just doesn't want to stay in his hands. While this hand over here, even though it's loose at the moment, I can get it in the right position that it actually stays in there. But this one, it just rolls round, and that does irritate me sometimes when it comes to posing. But if you pull it out just about there, maybe you can get it to stay. But it does look kind of strange though if Raphael's holding it by the tip of the end of the side. But it doesn't bother me too much, however. But I could always use like a hairdryer or something to morph the hand a bit more for it to fit better. But still, it's not a big too much of a gripe. It's more like a nitpick on my one. Anyway, this figure is still a particularly awesome figure, though. Yeah, so I highly recommend Raphael. He gets a 9.5 out of 10 due to nice articulation, nice paint job, and really nice accuracy to the comic book counterpart. And plus, I finally saw the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I can put the link down there in the description for you to watch the audio slideshow by this person on YouTube. I think I can put his name right here. And I'll put the video inside the description. And also, I highly recommend you guys watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie by Jim Henson, you know, the 1990 one, because this movie is highly faithful to the comic book one, even though it does take a few cartoon liberties, but still this movie is a very kick-ass film. So that's my review of Raphael. Now for stop motion time!